is this? It is God's love.
Because time is short, so I'll just quickly give a brief idea about. We are an 8-year-old organization, and we are a headquarters is based out in Hyderabad, and we are we're the only Indian video conferencing company which has got global presence in more than 37 countries today, and we are very proud to feel that we are the only video conferencing OEM which is basically from India and is going in the global market. I'll just quickly listening about Digital India, and I think when we had our opening note yesterday, it started off that we are talking about Digital India, but there's no internet connectivity available here within this conference room as well. But right now showcase a live connectivity over our video conferencing technology to Hyderabad using a 3G data card from Idea. In fact, the kind of bandwidth we're getting right now is about 80 kbps, and we are live connected over Hyderabad. Right now, one of our colleagues, and the idea was to showcase the real strength that we carry is basically in terms of the bandwidth utilization and taking the real healthcare to the remotest villages. So you can see here the kind of bandwidth we are able to get from Hyderabad is about 80 kbps, and it is connected over a 3G data card, and we are able to get about 65 to 80 kbps of bandwidth, and it is still coming live. Can you just say hi to all of them? Here, microphone. Okay, we are not connected the microphones here. So, but she is live and she is able to hear everyone. And now going back to our key strengths. Can you switch on the presentation? So we have basically been into the video conferencing sector from last 8 years, and we have innovated a lot specifically in the healthcare domain. What we have seen is that there are predominantly two major areas what India needs to focus on, as everybody has been talking about the village healthcare. So we need to make sure that all our doctors are able to connect and give a live healthcare services to all the village people. And the biggest challenge, we have been talking about NOFN, and we are talking about a pretty good speed of bandwidth which will be available in a couple of years or 3 years down the line. But we are talking about addressing that healthcare issue or a primary education issue today. And that we are making it possible using our low bandwidth technology over the internet. So we have conducted live operations using our video conferencing technology and having a unique technology which is a multiple camera connectivity, which makes sure that, that if there's a live consultant who's a specialist or a doctor sitting in a remote place, he can take a live access of a remote operation theater, and he will be able to see multiple feeds of the operation theatre sitting from anywhere in the world and give a live consultation for a remote and critical operation. So we can have a live endoscopy camera and different kinds of ECG machines connected, and a doctor who is sitting at a remote place anywhere in the world would be able to see a operation which is much better than a doctor who is locally available. So he can see the complete through endoscopy camera. He'll be able to give a live idea of how the remote patient the patient can be operated upon, and he can also get all the diagnostics, live view of the diagnostic tools within the video conference itself. Now this is what we have already been doing for last many years, and we have so many implementations and a lot of success stories of the government as well. But what we are doing now is basically our latest platform, which is PeopleCare, which is a customizable platform for the state governments and central government, where we can have all kinds of services and doctors connected together. So what it offers is a simple platform where a doctor, any doctor in the country or in the globe, can register himself online, and he can have a predetermined scheduler where he can schedule his online availability, and he can decide his time slots in this scheduler, and he will be available online for consultation for the patients. From a patient's perspective, the patient can choose all the doctors who are available online and who are available for consultation at a particular time, and they can choose a slot, book a slot with them. If the payment gateway is required, then they can actually pay right away and get into a waiting room. A waiting room concept is basically, we are trying to simulate an exact similar concept of going to a doctor and waiting in a queue till the doctor calls you in. So we are having a virtual waiting room concept where all the patients will digitally be waiting inside a waiting room, and doctor gets a presence-based indication where you can see who are the patients who are already waiting in the waiting room, and then after the consultation, a video consultation is finished, which is the part of the video portal itself. He will be able to click on that particular person who is next in the queue. The person sitting in the waiting room gets a ring, and he accepts a ring, and they are in a video call. So that means we are typically talking about a scenario where a doctor is also sitting in home and is actually connecting to some patient who could also be sitting in a home or a village wherever he has a basic internet connectivity, and they would be actually having a live video consultation sitting from home, sitting from a village with just basic bandwidth about 80 to 100 kbps. And I think this is 80 to 100 kbps of bandwidth is today available even in the remotest villages, either through a 2G or a 3G data card, or else through a basic broadband plan. And that is why we are able to successfully implement it rather than only talk about it when the NOFN and other things will be ready and the bandwidth will be actually penetrated in the remote villages. And this is already happening, so this is not a futuristic approach. This is what is already happening and implemented. And what is also more important to understand is that we are looking at healthcare only for addressal from a village perspective, but our portal is also looking at the other dimension in the healthcare industry is basically global healthcare. So we are looking at an option or a possibility of taking the Indian doctors at a global level. So this platform could be accessible at a global level through internet, and we could have doctors sitting in the remotest parts of the India connecting live to the patient sitting in US or any part of the world and giving a live consultation. So as you're all aware that the healthcare globally is very, very expensive, especially in US it's extremely expensive. And the medicines in India, which today itself there was an article in the Times of India that a medicine for leukemia is costing about $70 in India, while the same medicine is costing $9,000 in US. So there's a huge opportunity for the doctors who are sitting in India to kind of give a cross consultation and also give a healthcare service to the global world. So we will be looking at two kinds of possibilities. One is that taking the doctor to the rural healthcare village, and also at the same time we are looking at a possibility of taking all our doctors and they having an opportunity to give a cross consultation across the globe to all countries. Because we will be able to bring in a lot of dollars, and the financial inclusion, what we've been talking about yesterday, it talks about getting the money available for a villager, but at the same time, for government having the funds available, I think this model will be able to bring in a lot of funds for government, for the Indian government as well, by having cross usage of the doctor sitting in India and kind of offering the healthcare services to the global village. So we have basically different kinds of, we have offered different kinds of solutions and different perspectives. We have healthcare cards specialized, we have got a basic tab which is preloaded with our healthcare application, and it's interconnected with different kinds of telemedicine equipments. And a health worker today in a remote villages of Andhra Pradesh goes with a basic tab with a 3G connectivity inbuilt in it, and connects to the doctor in a district or a city level, and they're able to do a live consultation over the video conference. And it is all integrated within the video platform. Whereas if you look at the global trend, they are only offering. There are companies who are only offering video conferencing solution, and there are companies who are offering applications. So what we are trying to do is we are offering a complete healthcare portal, which is an application at a front end, which has got all API integrations done with the healthcare tools, and a video conferencing at a back end, which is empowering that whole healthcare portal to make sure that the whole platform is as a one single product available for an end user, instead of going to multiple applications or multiple platforms. So I think I've covered most of my points. Any questions from your side?
Any questions? I have a question.
Yeah.
See, you said the cost of consultancy is very high in the US.
Right.
The cost of medicine also. So that is some example. India
Right.
$70 and US $9.
That's right.
Consultancy, okay, can happen on video.
Right.
What about medicine cost?
See, I think we have to look at a hybrid model here. What I'm talking about is hybrid model means that when we actually start marketing that Indian doctors are available for consultation, so there are two kinds of consultations which are possible. One is the when a patient comes and physically gets treated in India, and there are a lot of consultations which need to be remotely addressed. So we can actually offer a global world. It needs to be marketed at an Indian government level, that the medicines are available at a pretty aggressive price point here, and at the same time we have got technology available for giving that kind of consultation for revisits. So there is no need of revisiting again and again.
My question is, see, these medicines, which you say the huge difference.
Right.
More than
100 times. Right.
So those medicines are indigenous medicine, made in India.
Right.
So can we export those medicines?
We don't know. I'm not talking about an export. I'm talking about a scenario. See, it's today India is not marketed like that in the global world. It's a pretty painful. It's pretty painful in the outside countries that the basic healthcare is extremely expensive. And if the India is marketed in the right way at a global platform, that there's a possibility that the patients can actually travel here, get treated, and then there's a in a healthcare domain, it is you need to keep on visiting the doctor multiple times. So then the remote consultation can be used for instead of visiting here again and again, you can always do the remote consultation for that one.
I think that's happening already. People are coming from abroad.
They're coming from abroad, but at the same time they have to keep on traveling again and again. So then the cost comes to the similar price points.
Can I have a question, please?
Yeah.
Very nice presentation. I would like to know, when a doctor is sitting in India and is giving a prescription abroad, how a patient sitting abroad is going to collect the medicine, how he is registered over there, how the over-the-counter medicines are available to the patient over there.
Ma'am, I'm not very clear about the legality point of view, but what I'm talking about is a possibility of having a patient sitting in US who is not able to get a right consultation or is getting a consultation at a very expensive price points at his local area. He can have a possibility using this portal, get a live consultation from India, and maybe this prescription can be signed. And because when we generally travel to US, if the prescription is signed by an Indian doctor, he can always take up the medicines in US as well using that prescription. So in US and pharmaceutical companies, you can always use the Indian doctor's prescription to get the medicines.
But I think that has to be done between India and US, because they will accept our prescription.
That's right. So what I'm talking about is the possibility of this model getting addressed. So we need to market this whole model, because there's a massive opportunity of getting this whole because the US is facing a massive challenge in terms of the healthcare issues. They don't have the doctors available, and the healthcare is very expensive. We can cross-utilize this in a much better way and give a model which is replicable.
I think your presentation is very good. It's really quite good. So what Madam has said, in India, you can buy medicine even without doctors.
Right. In US, you need a doctor's prescription.
Time to sort out.
Right. So I think I put an idea rolling. I think I put an idea rolling, and you have all the government officials here.
Interact with he's director in health ministry.
Right.
Talk with that.
Right. So my idea was to put an idea rolling and look at the possibility of expanding that market space and look at that opportunity to be availed in India.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Basic question. I as a patient or my friend as a doctor,
Right.
can we register directly?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So-
You can, as a patient, register directly, and as a doctor, he can also register
I have a
directly.
small background to this because suppose I want to help somebody,
Right.
say my maid or somebody who is not able to go to a hospital.
Right.
I can go to them and make this consultation possible the way you have mentioned in the paper.
Absolutely,
It is
absolutely.
possible today.
Absolutely, it's possible today. And in fact, we have a desktop sharing and a whiteboard application inbuilt. So a patient sitting at home can actually share his live reports, X-rays, scans remotely right from his laptop, and the doctor can give a complete end-to-end consultation, including the prescription. See, this whole portal is right now available online. We have just launched it about 15 days back, and the idea here is to give everything in one single application, what is being offered using multiple applications. And
What is really correct. Why don't we take the government doctors also connect to it? Because the maids and all is a real problem. It's for the victim. Telemedicine is already there. Telemedicine is
I mean, telemedicine is already there. What we are also talking about when I started this portal, there are two options available here. One is each state government. We can customize this portal as per the state government's requirement and have all the government doctors registered on this portal so that they are accessible from each remote village, which every villager or anybody from the remote healthcare they can register themselves and they can actually see all the doctors available.
Another thing I'd like to ask you, see, telemedicine is already there.
Right.
What are the additional features you are giving which is not there in telemedicine?
So that is what I'm talking about. See, being a video conferencing company, we know how we have been pushing video conferencing as a telemedicine tool. So telemedicine always has been pushed as a video conferencing tool. So we connect a doctor and a patient, and then we say it's a telemedicine. So we have also done a lot of operations using our multiple camera technology. Like we can have up to 6 cameras connected to our healthcare portal from a single laptop device, and which could be these video inputs could be different kinds of cameras. It could be one camera which could be using going the nose of a patient or into the air. One camera could be an endoscopy camera. Something could be ECG machine. They are all video inputs. So they all can be viewed by the doctor at the same time, connected to a single.
It's not a question, but you have given me an answer to certain concerns which we as a like-minded people were trying to start something like a palliative care activity, not in a village, in city itself. One of the problems which faced was we never had a doctor in the group.
Right.
Now, I'm seeing the possibility of using this as a tool
Right.
and going into somebody's, maybe a person's house who doesn't have anybody to take them to the hospital, or those kind of people, connect them to the doctor.
Right.
I think I got an answer from you.
Right.
Actually.
In fact, I'll tell you an incredible possibility which is already happening. So we're not talking about future. We're talking about already which we have done and which is already happening. It's like right now, if there is suddenly something bad happens and somebody gets a heart attack or somebody needs to get operated just right away. We can have any consultant which is like a best of the breed consultant sitting across the globe connect in the next 3 minutes. By giving him a phone call, giving him a simple URL, he clicks on it and he gets into a live video consultation. And he's able to get all these multiple camera feeds and he can give a real-time consultation in just within a few minutes. So that this is the kind of empowerment we are talking about. So we don't need any kind of downloads, nothing is but just simple click and video consultation can start right away.
So Amit, one specific question related to Shaka.
Right.
We are going for that solution called eMudaka.
That's right.
Integrated in that?
Yes, the core platform is the same. The top layer application, what we are building for you, for the Jharkhand government, is basically specifically for the prisoner and yeah, that's right. So we are connecting them using that application. The core video conferencing platform remains the same. It's only the top layer application for eMudaka changes to a healthcare platform. So at the back end, the core platform remains the same.
I have just one question. Who manages the consortium of doctors? Is it your company manages or is there a...
So as I said, we just launched it 15 days back. I'm just throwing ideas right away. So what is the possibility of this portal? So there are multiple dimensions to it. I have just rolled out few dimensions. So once we get into it, like it could be a free portal online available where all doctors can register themselves, have their certificates launched, have their photographs launched. There could be a blog available, which is already in the part of the solution. and anybody could actually register as a doctor, and he's available online for consultation.
Or it can be used as a platform for someone else to
Absolutely.
manage that.
It can use this as a platform like a state government. Each state government could have a language customization done as per them. They could have their logos on the portal. It could be their state government's specialized portal with additional features added for them, some removed which are not required. So this is a platform which is available for each state government to deploy at their level, and a central government can actually at a health ministry level deploy it for a larger crowd.
I assume that this is a cloud operated model.
That's right.
You will be hosting.
Absolutely. It's a cloud operated model. And even the state governments can own it and host their own clouds under their secure networks. Yeah.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you very much. Thank you.